hell is wrong with what is this guy? All right. What are we doing here? Return to. Let's find out. I can't even remember.
山崎城を目指す。よいか。
して策とは。
城の入り口は固く守られておる。誰かが騒ぎを起こしおとりとならねば侍にこそふさわしい役目と言えよ。その間に忍びが内門へ向かい氏政の鍵で門を開け放つ。わしはまず侍と落ち合う。そして門へ行き皆で城に入る。弟には手だれの禁呪がおる。用心せよ。
我らにかなう相手ではないかと。
そうやもしれぬが貞興が何をしてくるかわからぬ。なれどわしならば気をそらせよ。異論はあるか。
良き策かと。参りましょう。
定為殿のため敵は皆倒して進まねば。
脅威にござりますれば何とぞ。
戦いを覚悟せねばな。
内門にたどり着き、皆のために開けてやらねば。
For crying out loud.
片付いた。安家と定為はどこじゃ。
案内するゆえ門を破れ。
それがしのそばにお守りいたしまする。
Bridge dude. Ah.
定為殿、どうなされたんだ。
弟に会うつもりだ。
貞興、頼む。
見苦しい真似を。
明智に従う義理はない。力を合わせ伊勢を再興するのじゃ。
光秀様が将軍となり、隣にわしが立つ。伊勢の名がよみがえる。
本気ではあるまいな。
かくいう兄上こそ怪しき者を引き連れ、物乞いのようにひれ伏すとは気が違うたか。
いいな。弟の荷を案じておるのじゃ。
Wonder which one and when
弱
somebody's
々
gonna
しき
betray
泣
us.
き言ばかり。吐き気がする。どうだ参ったか。
Haha.
お前もだ。叩き切れ。
定を決め逃しはせぬ。弱らせよう。 ばかりだな。
倒すことはできん。
冗談を。
あれはなかなか効いた。
どこから現れた？
伊勢の奴らに目に物見せたくてな。うまくやったろ？
バカを言うな。この方は味方じゃ。
へ、伊勢なんてドイツも一緒だ。それより俺たちは息が合うようだな。
まあ合わぬわけでもなかろうな。
俺はお宝を持って村に帰る。ここの連中は案の定しこたま溜め込んでおった。後で村に来い。一緒に祝おう。
流れそうか。
命に関わるほどではござらん。あの弟と関わったゆえの傷が増えただけのこと。
我らともども危うくやられるところだった。
家族を救おうとしたのだ。我々とて同じことをしたろ
う。かもしれん。だが弟は裏切り者ではない。
Exactly. Wouldn't have brought you guys in there to betray you at the end. Fuck that shit.
定為殿、せっかく拾ったお命、無駄になさらんことです。
弟を弔い、喪に服したらあやつの罪を償うべく尽力する。約束いたす。
much. I went around and was looking for apartments today. I'm as good as anybody else, I guess. Okay, what do I have assigned here? Swing the Teppo at an enemy. No, okay. Assign. We'll do that one. And oh wait, that was that one. Whoops. Okay, we want that there. And what other abilities do we have? Passive, passive. Passive. Armor buster, yeah, there we go. Assign triangle. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely potentials and a pretty clear front runner. I'm just not that excited to move in there. Because it's it's too expensive for what it is, but I might not have a choice. And as far as like have a choice, I mean, it's not. I guess I shouldn't say don't have a choice, but there's not a lot of options around where I want to live in town. Or at least, there's not a lot of places that openly advertise their availability. It's really strange. This, like, I keep telling everybody, man, this area is so weird. The people here are so weird. But the place that I could definitely move into, it's not a bad place or anything, it's just not worth the money. There's a lot of work that gotta go into it, and there's a lot of extras that as the person was talking, I kept going, so it's not really this price, it's this price, because you're adding this, 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 and this. And that's that person's right to do it, but the other thing is I still got to save up about $2,000 to do it. So I have to come to terms with that. I've already that's something that, I mean, you're hearing it. I can tell you because you're here to hear it. But I'm gonna have to like I'm canceling everything. And I've said that before, but I mean it. Like I've got to cancel anything that doesn't that I don't absolutely have to have. And that includes streaming services, that includes all kinds of stuff. Because I have to know what the cost of living will be. Because right now, I don't even know what I'd be able to afford outside of rent. Because I have to talk to my bosses about a raise because of my living, you know, for the new living conditions. I mean, because I'm where I am now, we're all splitting the rent 3 ways. And you know, when I leave, yeah, they'll be splitting it 2 ways again. But still, they're only splitting it, and they're only paying like a certain amount now with each other. And I don't mean like that. It's not. You know, it's not fair or something like that. But I'd be going from paying what I'm paying now to when I think about how much money I make a month and how much that rent would cost, and the fact that I'm living further away from my job than I want to be, I factor all that stuff in. So that's why I went out today and just started driving all over to different apartment complexes. These places don't even have like manager offices labeled. I don't understand any of this. It should say, like, even for the people that just live there, should have a thing that says manager's office. But they don't have it. It's all phone numbers. It's all emails. It's so weird. And I mean, I know it's a changing of the times and stuff. Like, they don't even make that stuff like readily available. It's like, it's almost as if they're trying not to rent their properties out. It's really bizarre. I go a town over and it's completely different. Everything is wide open and there's, they want you there. And it almost feels like this town doesn't want anybody living in their town. It's so weird. It's so weird. These are a bunch of weirdos, man. I'm telling you. This whole, like, I've said to everybody, Genoa, this, like, line that goes down one route, this one road called Route 72. It's a highway. Right now, I live less than a block away from that highway. When I was living with my dad, we were literally on that road. And that road goes from Kirkland to Kingston, where my dad lives, to Genoa. And all three of these little towns, Kirkland's like 2,000 people, Kingston's like 1,500 people or something like that, and Genoa's like 5,000 people. And in the 8,000 plus people in this little stretch of road, it is the most bizarre group of people. It's like they're surrounded by progress, and they're only 15 minutes away from all of those places, and they act like we're in fucking Mississippi in 1960. It is so goddamn bizarre.
ピッカピカの刀をやろうか。今日の太った侍から盗んでやったんだ。
いらん。
さてはお前別の類の刀が欲しいということか？
どんな刀があるかによるな。
そいつはもうとことん極上の刀よ。滅落と波乱の炎で鍛え上げられてる。
波乱とやらは見て取れ。
But it is what it is.
とにかく村の者らは獅子が働いとるのに。
The new place is that I have no idea how I'd move some of my stuff in there. The way that they have it, there's this narrow flight of steps that go up to the place, and then you make a hard right into the doorway, but there's no real room to turn around in. At least I don't think there is. There might be, but I have a giant TV, and even though it'd be really easy to walk it over there, literally we'd be there in like a minute if we just walked it over there instead of renting a truck. Throw like a blanket over it, a moving blanket over it. But even just like, like my mattress and stuff, it's like it's not a really did I say hallway? I meant steps. And they're nice but they're nice and kind of new wood steps, but it's just, I don't know how the people got anything in there. I don't know how they would have gotten a couch in there. I don't know how they would have gotten a bed in there. I don't know how they got the fridge and the stove in there. I really don't. But there's also the persons I can't move in right now anyway, because there's a lot of work that has to be done and a lot of things that have to be replaced. And depending on how fast the renter, is there a sliding glass door patio? No. Nothing like that. Nothing. And quite honestly, when I look at where I am right now, I'm like, even the living room it's really tight and claustrophobic feeling. But again, I might not have much of a choice, but that's why I went out today and just started looking for places anywhere. because yeah, no, there's nothing like that. There's only one way in or out. If anything, she even talked about, the landlord talked about how she needed to give me a ladder to put in storage in case there's a fire. I would have to use the ladder to get out a window. And I know my sister, you know, she's got, you know, I had her come look at it with me, and you know, because she's highly motivated to get me out of here, which I understand in some ways. You know, she's, you know, I in her mind, I think the move's already happened. But I even went to my job and started asking people like that live in town, like where are the apartments in this place? Because I know I've seen them. There are a lot of hidden places in this little town. But yeah, I don't know how anything gets done in this area. It's so backwards. And so it's almost as if I might have, if I can find a place cheaper in a town over, I might just do that. And I might just have to rent a truck to move my TV. Because in DeKalb and Sycamore, which are literally 15 minutes away, like how I'm driving to work now, it's almost the same distance. So it's kind of like, okay, if I'm thinking of living here, then I need to just think about living there, because actually there are a lot more cheaper apartments there than here. It's just that I'm really trying to live next to my job. No fire escape. That place should be turned into the authority. Oh, to the cops? I guess. I don't know how that works, but clearly they were given a building permit. Clearly they were, you know, they would have to have somebody come in and inspect. So I don't know how that works, or maybe nobody knows. You know, I don't know. Maybe there was just like a lot of private living, but the prior tenant lived there for 5 years, so I don't know. She also seems kind of nosy. But she is highly motivated. And so I might just have to tell her, look, you know, I'm not paying that for this. Especially since I'm also paying my electric, my own, like, she wants to charge me $150. She wants to charge me $150 for when the furnace gets turned on. So tack that on, that's like, it's $850 now for when the winter months come. So it's not really $725, which it is right now. It's $725. But the place is like 100 years old. So it's just like, you're going to try to charge me that much to live in a little box? Because that's what it feels like to me. And the people that lived there before had a cat and a dog and a girl, like 2 people living there. A guy and a girl. They were a couple. And they had a cat and a dog. And I was like, I couldn't even fathom that. Because the bedroom is smaller than my nephew's bedroom, and my nephew's bedroom isn't big. But it's probably fine for him. I mean, anybody would probably want bigger. But the bedroom is smaller than my nephew's. The living room is smaller than the living room here. The kitchen is smaller than the kitchen here. The bathroom is smaller than the bathroom here. And they're paying $650 a month here. And that lady wants to charge me $725 plus all the other extras. And again, I know my sister and everybody wants me to find a place, including me. But again, that's why it's so important now to just go, okay, I think the next time I have off, I'm just gonna shoot on up to DeKalb and Sycamore and just find a place there. And I'll probably end up having to hire a moving van and all that other stuff. And that's fine, but at least now I know. And the thing is I haven't even fully made up my mind about that place, because if, you know, this is why moving is very stressful. But I will say this: the place over there is better than I thought it was gonna be. It's just still very small, and I've got a lot of stuff, and that's why I have a storage unit. So it'd almost be like I'd have to still keep a storage unit to keep all that stuff in there. It's smaller than the studio apartment I had in DeKalb, and that place was a wide open area. It didn't have a separated bedroom, kitchen, or anything except for the bathroom, and that place was about the same size, I'd say. Yeah. Well, the thing about, yeah, but the privacy is like you move into a place like in DeKalb or Sycamore, you're going to have less privacy because you're going to have people all around you. In this place, it's separated from the rest of the place. But, yeah. And I'm right next to train tracks. Like this. I think my sister was she was happy yesterday. But the more she could hear me talking to Bill after the fact, she probably heard me talking shit about it because I was just like, this place is not good. Like, the place that we're at now isn't great, but it's better than that place by a country mile. I'd actually be taking a step down to move into that place. And so and now it's up to me to just... So I'm thinking like Sunday or either this Sunday. Well, the train doesn't go by that often, to be honest, but it's right next to the train tracks. And anytime a train goes through, and I mean, I dealt with that at my dad's house, but I was also a nice little distance across the street from the train, and I was in a basement, so it was always muted. But this place, it's right next to it. So when the train blasts going by, it's going to be like, bah! So I mean, like I said, it's the front runner because it's the only thing that's like for sure available in this area. Oh yeah, right, 3 a.m. Another thing is, because it's privately owned, if something happens to this lady, and she's old, man, if something happens, there's nothing to stop them from, because the lease is only like every month. It's basically a month-to-month thing. So if something happens to this lady, there's nothing stopping her kids from telling me to get the fuck out. So I think in the end, the best bet is to find an actual landlord that'll make me sign a 1-year lease. Or whatever. And I would just have to... And the thing is if I... One of the things is that like if I move to Sycamore or DeKalb again, towns that are just like 10, 15 minutes away, I might even be able to find a different job if I had to. But there's a lot of conversations that have to happen here. Like I said, I got to talk to my bosses because I haven't had a raise in almost 2 years. And part of that is because of the changing of the company. And part of that is also because after the change of company, the business has taken a long time to get to a place that feels like, okay, I think we're past the wait and see phase of whether or not the company's going to last, because they're already going to buy a new store, and they seem very confident in how they feel about the business. And now I'm just going to be like, okay, look, I have a change in lifestyle here, and I'm going to need a raise, man. I need to be able to pay my rent every month. So yeah, here we are with all that. So, but it's just what everybody goes through, right? So, and there's other things that kind of irritate me, but I'm not gonna go into them right now because I'm broadcasting. If this was a private conversation.
年貢は増えるばかり。村人は文句も言えず生きていくのもやっとの米しか残らねえ。
それをどうにかしようと飲んだくれて盗みを働きわめくのか。
俺は死ねえ盗人。
お前がわめくからじゃぞ。
来やがったな。死んで償うがいい。鬼神のようだな。大切なもんで馬のこと連れかよって。お前らの神さんによろしくな。来れ。
知っとるのか。
いや、だがこいつの女子とチートな。
くだらん。
侍なぞ百姓から貪る悪党どもだ。からこうて何が悪い。
私の知る侍は違うがな。実直で今や友と呼べるものじゃ。
侍に友なぞおるものか。腐りきった主君がその上におるだけだ。友とはどういうものか俺が教えてやろ
う。先に屍と小便の匂いを落とせ。
川に入りゃ落ちる。
なら入ってくればよかろう。こっちは耐えられん。
そうかい。なら今日で会おう。オクラ奉行の家に来い。早咲きの桜の香りをまとって待っとるぞ。誠の盗人というもんを見せてやろう。
楽しみだ。
Man, I don't know how to I think there's a trophy for this guy, and they don't seem to be making it very easy. But I might even, after I'm done with this stream, I might even head out to DeKalb and Sycamore just to get get the ball rolling on some of this stuff.
「マシになったな。顔は相変わらず何やら企んどるようじゃ。
毎年村に来ては米蔵が底をつくほど年貢を巻き上げるひどい役人がおってな。俺らは食うにもことかくありさまだ。
してどうするつもりじゃ。
蔵に忍び入り米を盗んでくれ。
私が。
先頃は村の者をひどく案じておったろう。あれが偽りでないなら奪われた米を取り戻してみろ。
一人で骨を折るのはごめんじゃ。
俺も近くにおる。いいか、屋敷から奪ったものは全てお前にやる。だが巻物だけは俺によこせ。
字が読めるとはな。
うるさい。 苦しめられた者らに代わって腐った畜生どもに一矢報いるため、その巻物はどうしてもいるんだ。
Where's she running off to? Sometimes I think this game just takes over the controls. Alright, let's try to sneak into this place and steal some scrolls without killing anybody.
Mitsukaranu 見つからぬよう進もう。
仕方ない。襲われたのか。気を失っておった。
その巻物、それほど大事なものなのか。
That lady saw me.
Hmm. 全く関係なさそうじゃ。
There's a lot of people in the way.
白い。源之丞に届けてやろう。
で、巻物は手に入ったか？
There we go.
先にこれが何か言え。
俺の裸絵だ。オクラ奉行の奥方の作だぞ。
なら私がもらっておく。かけるのにちょうど良い場所もあるしな。
枕元か？
区内の的じゃ。で、冗談は抜きにして何なんじゃ。
これには山城中の米が集まる米蔵の場所が記されとる。村人は飢えとるのに蔵には米が溢れとる。
私に米泥棒を手伝えと。
奪われたものに返すんだ。
だがこれを使えばもっと大きなことができるよ。ただ米を盗む。
違う、返すだ。
まあとにかく実は摂津で仲間を募っておる。この悪しきを正すために叩こうとるのじゃ。お前も仲間になるのか？
まあ可愛い女子にそう言われちゃあな。よし、最後まで力を貸してくれたら考えてやってもいい。本気には本気で答える。
よし、見ておれ。
おうよ、今日にある清水寺の石段の下で落ち合おう。あのうつけどもきっと慌てふためくぞ。
Oh wow, we finally got press L1 at the last moment to turn your deflect into a cow. Oh, should have looked at the world. Okay.
妙者の源之丞とここで会うはずじゃったが、いずこにしか誰か叩こうたな。
He was right where I fast traveled to. Originally. Whee! Assassin's Creed Shadows, Part 29. I gotta remember that from a while from now. It's the video where I talked about moving.
源之丞、大丈夫か？
なんだ、どうしても俺をほっとけなかったか？ん？
仕方なかろう。私は喧嘩っ早くて酔っ払いの盗人に弱いんじゃ。
がっかりさせるようだが、村でお前に会うてから酒は口にしておらん。
やめたのか？
このところいろいろと上の空でな。誰かのせいなのかもしれんがな。さて、このまま俺を好きにしたいんだろうが、縄を解いてくれるか？
女子は皆ここに連れてきとるんか？
まあな。
まったく二度も捕まるとは随分と情けない盗人じゃな。
おっと、この傷よりよっぽどいて。
まことじゃろ？
俺は逃げ足も一番だったんだ。あの日捕まるまではな。
侍にか？
浦部は俺を死罪に従ったが、城を不侵するため人を集めろと信長に命じられておった。
それで城の人足を。
だが俺は大して役に立たず、それを見て浦部は激怒した。そんで腹いせに俺の村へと行きよった。おっかあは足元にすがってわびたが切り捨てられ、それを見てカッとなった夫は素手で襲いかかった。俺が帰った時には二人の頭は串刺しにされとった。
なんとむごい。
浦部とその手下をぶっ殺してやりたかった。だが見ての通り、俺はふぬけだ。
お前がふぬけなら私はついてきたりせん。
まあ過ぎたことよ。命は短い。しかと抱かねばな。
なら私も。
I'm only doing this to make sure this guy make sure I get the trophy.
すまん。
ああ、気にするな。
I feel like he's one of those characters that could go either way and then like plus, Yasuke, the samurai, he got his, like, romance, so...
明日死ぬとしても俺は満足だ。
私一人に村への米運びをさせる気か？
もう明日の盗みのことを考えておるのか。
いつまでもこうしてはおれんじゃろ。ではまた二条城で会おう。
Right.
今度は捕まらんようにな。
大事でなければ。
I definitely built a solid assassin, man. She is very deadly. Let's catch our breath.
ここだ。こんなもんを立てさせられとる間に俺の親は殺された。
米の場所は巻物には何と？
特に何も。この城にあるということだけだ。
なら探し出そう。静かにな。
Where's Nijo Palace? It is in Yamashiro. It is in central Kyoto. There it is. Never mind. Oh my gosh, like I'm like looking everywhere around the dot. Bang! Come on. Let's just kill the whole castle. Oh. Okay, now that that's all over with.
慎重に警戒された。
Why are all those people dead? Oh my god. All this to find the rice, you know?
まいましい。
どうしたんじゃ。
御仏のご利益なんて嘘っぱちだ。俺の親は子宝を散々願ったそうだが、授かったのは誰もが嫌うこの盗っ人よ。村の者らも平らかな世を散々祈っとるが、上と死は消えんし、仏どもは手を差し伸べん。
今は先を急ぐぞ。
俺の親を浦部が殺した時もお札はどこにおった？
話をはしょってもらっては困るんだ。親が死んだのは己がわしの刀を盗んだためである。
抜け抜けと。
バカ息子の盗みのせいで、その親は土地も命も失う定めとなったのだ。
罰は受けたろ。
信長様の築城をお手伝いできるのは誉れであり、罰などではない。
黙れ。
己は盗みを繰り返し、あまたの無礼を重ねてきた。似たような出来損ないがこれ以上生まれてこんようにできて、わしは誇らしいぞ。
それごとに耳を貸すな。
観音菩薩が授けたのは恵みではなく呪いだったのだ。
天皇城、
邪魔立てするな。
奴は私に任せて米を頼む。さあ、あとは任せろ。
源之丞は生きるに値せる。忍びやの人など、忍びやの人など、忍びやの人など、下賤なネズミに過ぎぬわ。お主はあの主と成敗で、こやつの群れを焼き尽くしたのだや。
なぜだ。この世には慈悲も救いもない。焼かれてこそ新たな世が生まれる。夫とおっかの願い、百姓の苦労、どれも米粒と同じほどに小さく無意味。
返すと言うとったろ。この一粒一粒が皆を生かし、前へ進む希望になるんじゃぞ。
すまんな。あれは一世一代の大ボラだったんだ。米を返すだけでは何も変わらん。今度こそ終わりにする。
米を燃やして何になる。悪人への罰にもならず、貧しき者が飢えるだけじゃぞ。
盗っ人だの恥だのと呼んで嫌っとった俺から米を受け取ると思うか。しかも歯向かう気概なしとくれば、どうせ全てがまた年貢になるだけ。何もかもが腐っとる。この腐った世が俺を生み、国家を晒し首にしたんだ。だから全部燃やしてくれる。炎に巻かれて死ぬなら本望よ。
私の親も私のせいでいなくなった。弟は言うことを聞かんかった私を守って死んだ。お母は私が幼い頃に出て行った。ずっと自分のせいのような気がしとって嫌われとったんじゃないかと。
そんな時どうしたんだ。
友が支えてくれた。
まだお前と知り合
Oh,
うて
whoops,
長
forgot
く
to
はない。
replace that. Sorry.
確信を持ってこれだけは言える。おっかさんが出てったのはお前のせいだな。
口のヘラのやつめ。過ぎたことは改められん。されど心から己を変え、行く末を変えたいと願うなら共に来んか。
ちっぽけな忍び衆にか。
ちっぽけではない。合力すれば大きなこともなせる。
俺はこれまで闇の中を一人で生きてきた。友なぞろくにおったこともないんだぞ。
つまり来ると。
ああ、願ってもない。どうしてもと言うなら加わってやろう。
Fool you. Huh. Okay, that's a trophy for those. Let's see. You know, we really haven't. What's the closest place? Wow, we have not opened up anything over here. Oh man. Well, then I think that that's probably a good place to stop for now. I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna do some of those things I said I was gonna do. So hope you enjoyed the stream. It was a pretty focused stream this time. We kind of just did one major thing, which was, well, we did two. We finished the fight that killed one of our main, one of the main guys here, and then we finished up this guy's ally thing. So I think what I'll do is, instead of going to another place, I'll go to the hideout. And that'll be where we stop. So have a good one. I'll see you on the next one.